Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is not my usual video. I'm going to be doing furniture again, antique furniture. I'm afraid it's old school furniture, brown furniture. So if that's not your thing, look away now, look away now. So we're at the Antique Centre in Olney, or Olney Antiques Centre. And yeah, I haven't been there for quite a while. I haven't filmed there for quite a while, I should say. And they don't have masses of furniture. It's mainly smalls, and yeah, it's a good quality place. But the furniture they do have is quite nice. There's like one little section in the corner, and then there's a few bits scattered around. But the stuff in the corner is actually really good, really good. It's kind of like I was like looking at this Beaufort chest of drawers, and you just pull the top drawer and just slides open. So it's all looked after nicely and kept nicely. Whoever was buying it is not buying the cheeky stuff off the bottom of the auction. They're going for the good stuff. So yeah, with that said, let's get on and start having a look at some furniture. Thought I'd show you what it's like here. So it has an upstairs. Down there, there's another corridor down there. Corridor down there and a corridor across the back, so you can see how it is. So although it's mainly smalls here, they do have a few nice pieces of furniture. We'll start with this demi-lune. I don't know if it's a card table. I can't open it because it's got things on it, but it does split open. And then there's a wheel drawer. Yes, it's a wheel drawer. See the handmade dovetails. So this will probably be, I'll have to check, but I think this is probably late 1700s, early 1800s. It'll be around that time period. But look at this, a little bit superior. Bit of inlay, and look around here. These are all the things that make a difference to the price of something. And then you've got this cross banding on the top with a different kind of wood. I don't know what that would be. Usually if you see these light bits like this, that's yew wood. But yeah, that is a really nice piece. What have they got on it? 395. Oh look, they've got a date. 1810. So yeah. Also got this lovely late Victorian desk in the kind of aesthetic movement. You see we've got the tram lines. This is nice. This is a bit of extra niceness. The other thing to look at these desks is the handles. If the back plate for the handle is just like a piece of pressed metal, yeah, that's a cheaper one. But this one it's got about 3 mil, and you can see here handmade dovetails. This probably puts it back to 1880s. So the other thing you need to look at on these is sometimes, occasionally, you'll see the name of the manufacturer stamped on top of the drawer, or the retailer. Has this got it? No. Let me just check this other drawer. No. But this is a superior quality one, and it still has its casters. Yeah, it's a nice, useful desk because you've got drawers up to each side. Keep all your stationery and bits and pieces there. I forgot to look at the price here. 365. They've got 1905 on there. I think that might be a bit late because, as I pointed out, it's got these handmade dovetails. They started machine making them during the 1880s, so this would be quite late to be carrying on making handmade dovetails. So I thought I'd show you what I was talking about having a stamp on the top of the drawer. And this is the kind of thing. This says Jazz Shulbred & Co. is James Shulbred, which was a manufacturer retailer, I think, on Tottenham Court Road in London. And yeah, so this is actually this is my sock drawer. So yeah, this is the kind of thing you need to look at if you're pulling open chests of drawers. Just check here, check the top. You need to check more than one because the other drawer on this chest doesn't have this. There's this nice little side table here. It's an Edwardian one, and yeah, they've got side card table. Is it a card table? Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, so this is a little card table. So it doubles out in size. So you could use it for other purposes. You could put it at the side, and then if you want to eat off it, you just this will spin. Yeah, it does. Look, you spin it and turn it sideways. The floor's not level, so that's not the table that's wobbling. Well, it is wobbling, but it's because of the floor. Anyway, you got 1910 on this Edwardian, and then you've got this same cross banding here, and then you've got cross banding here, which is 1810. Now, how can you tell the difference? Well, you just have to look at the whole piece, I'm afraid. One of the things is this is a virgin forest mahogany. It has, I mean, this is figured, but this isn't. Yeah, this is what virgin forest mahogany looks like, and this is what it looks like after you've cut it all down and it's regrown, and this is only 100 years old. It just has a different look to it, and you're going to just have to try and figure that out for yourself. Got this Victorian credenza here. They put here, and they put, I'm looking here, £750, and they put 1870 with it. I'm not going to argue with that. You can see it is a bit faded, but it has some fantastic, what are these called? Pilasters, I think. But yeah, the way this is done, and look at this, they've cut this so it goes around here, because this is veneer, walnut burr veneer, and yeah, so this is a bit of a funny material in that obviously it's a burr. It's not like you've got planks of something, you've got a chunk of wood, and it's got this very nice figurative pattern on it. Now this is faded out, and what that means is in some places they've had to match it up because the wood is so mismatched in itself, and you can, because it's faded out, you can see where they've done things to it to make it match up. See this here, this is painted on, and so's that, and so's that. So that's original. You can see, so that is the original figured bit, and this is the painted bit to make it look a bit more cohesive. But because it's so faded out, the painted bits stand out a bit. So you can see this is like the original figured bit, which is faded down, and then painted bits. So that's normal. If you see that, it's just what happens over 150 years. The other thing I should point out about this is this curved piece of glass. The last I heard, nobody was doing this in the UK anymore, so if this is broken, you are not replacing it. I don't know what you'd do, but yeah, really, if your big piece of curved glass is broken, it's pretty much the kiss of death. But this has got, both sides have got the curved glass, all in good condition. Got here bow-fronted chest of drawers. Let's have a look what they've written on it. Mahogany bow-front chest of drawers. So I think this is a late 18th century one. If you look inside, you can see it's got pine lined drawers. Yeah, and they would have cut this into this shape. Let's see the side of the drawers. This looks like a really early. Is that dovetails? Is it dovetails? Yes, it is. But this is handmade dovetails in here. It's very difficult to see them, a bit faded out, and you can see all this wear like this. This is, and you can tell, one of the things you can show that it's not a reproduction. What's nice is that the drawer actually works really nice. Yeah, so that's actually a really useful piece. It does have a few rings on the top here. Yeah, they're very difficult to get rid of and then keep it looking like it's an original surface. This is an original pattern. I wouldn't mess with anything like that. You've even got like a cigarette burn. If you see something like that, that's a cigarette burn. Someone's put their cigarette on there, and they probably put it with the end hanging off the end, and then it's burned all the way back. Yeah, that's not good either. But it's a really nice chest of drawers, and the colour is what you expect to see for something that's well over 200 years old. Got really nice Art Nouveau spinning stool here. It's kind of a bit Art Nouveau, a bit aesthetic movement. But the question is it an amateur piece or is it? But if it is an amateur piece, it's very nicely done. But look at this top here, that's lovely, isn't it? So, how does it look? It's very plain on the back. But yeah, that is nice. And you could use that as a hall stall where you'd have your servants come in and sit, or your tradesmen come in and sit outside in the hallway. Got a knife box here. A 19th century, it would be right at the very beginning of the 19th century, where the shape is, this is called a serpentine front. You can even see drawers that are like this sometimes, but that's pretty rare and it's quite hard to do. Now this is a knife box, which means not necessarily knives, sometimes it's made for cutlery, but this one's been made into a stationary box. Can I let it go? I'll lean it just very carefully, there you go, because I'm leaning it against the mirror there. But you can see it's got a lovely little inlaid star. Yeah, this is nice. What's nice is this conversion into a station box has been done quite a long time ago. People have been polishing it and doing it. So this looks old. I mean, this is a thing that's 200 plus already, but this conversion is very old. Normally what you'd have is a sheet of wood that comes down here with little holes in it, which would be made to slot your bits and pieces. You know, you'd have little one shape for spoons and one shape for forks, and you could just lift them out vertically. So yeah, they would just. So yeah, that would be very different interior. Quite often you see them converted into stationary boxes or just a plain box. But yeah, it's a very nice one because one, it's got this inside. It's got these. It says white metal, but these will be silver. Little mounts here for the escutcheon, for the key. It's very nice. So I've not shown you knife boxes before, so I thought I'm going to give you a little show and tell using eBay for knife boxes and show you what's good and what's bad. So everybody says they're Georgian. I don't know the exact dates for them, but stylistically they have this, a lot of them have this what's known as a serpentine front. Can you see this? And I'm starting with this one, which is on for £95, but it does say it's for restoration. Now, the good feature on this is it's got this shell inlay here on the top. But yeah, this corner here looks not so good. It needs a lot of polishing to bring this back, a lot of rubbing and polishing. You don't want to do that too heavily because you don't want to take too much pattern off, but you need to, this bit here is a bit sunned out here, I would say. And if you look inside it, it has been converted into a letterbox, but it's not as nice as the one we were looking at. The one we were looking at was £120, but yeah, this looks like a new fitting. You don't really want it to look like that if you're going to have it. And also someone's cut through the lock at some point. So yeah, this one's got several bad features. Also, I think one of the hinges is off. They show you somewhere. Yeah, there you go. One of the hinges is off as well. So yeah, it does need quite a bit of work. So it does have the nice feature, but also then the escutcheon is just scutcheon is where the key goes in. That's just a little bone escutcheon, so no fanciness there. So you've got the fancy top, but you don't have a fancy escutcheon to go with it. Let's go on to this one. So the escutcheon here is half of it's gone. You'd have to find a bit of bone and cut it out. Yeah. The interior, someone has gone to the trouble of lining it. So this is not original, remember. This has been converted. A lot of them are converted into letterboxes. What's the top like? It's just plain. This is a serpentine front one, which is quite nice. It does look a bit treacly. I don't know if it's been varnished. If it's been varnished, that's bad news. It does have the nice star inside, like the one we were looking at. It does. Hinges all look good. Yeah, so that's how it sits on your table. Anyway, we'll just keep going. So, but this one is like 516, which is just, that's just stupid price. Yeah, no, you don't want to even think about that. That's too much. This one here is also another one that's a bit roached, but it's got a nice interior. It's got the star inside. It's got the shell on the top. And yeah, it's got some nice escutcheons, but there are some problems here that might be difficult to resolve. You've got this piece of beading that's missing just underneath the little loop there. Can you see? And there's a big crack in it. That's going to be difficult to fix. That's why this one's only $83.89, but it still looks like, you know, if you don't look at it too closely, it looks nice. We've got this one here. This one has a nice interior. Though, see the way the partitions have been done? Very nice. There's no star in the middle, but it's got lovely figuring on the outside. So this one for £99.50 is a good one, I think. Let me just double check I didn't miss anything. Oh, that's not good. But that's resolvable. Bit of glue, bit of clamping, pull it back together. The rest of it looks, that's a bit missing, but that's not too bad, I don't think. That's all resolvable. But there is quite a bit to be done to make it look good. But the mahogany on the outside is very nice. Then you've got this one here. So this is what the interior should look like. This has got a fancy front. It does look like something's gone on here. You can see the color changes halfway down, but you've got nice white metal escutcheon there, which probably means it's silver, but they have to call it white metal because it's probably not got a hallmark on it. But yeah, this is what it looks like originally. You can see this is where your spoons would sit, and you put your knives into these bits here, and you could have short knives down here and longer knives up here, and I think these are for forks, so the tines of the forks would stick up, and again short and long, and then you'd have a really long spoon here. I'm not sure what these two other holes here are for, but this looks in decent condition at the back. Let's see the front. Yeah, something's happened on the front. I think someone might have restored the front. These two vertical stripy bits running down the front look like might have been restored at some point. Lovely figuring, lovely edge as well there. That's really good. So, but this one's $338. Yeah, we haven't got to the bargain one. I might jump on it in the end. This one's got no interior at all. It's got this nice, lovely figure. I think this one might be later than the others, but it's quite neat looking. This one looks like it might be early Victorian, just the style of it. But that's quite nicely done. Let's move on. And that one's 94. So that's, if you're just looking for a box to put things in, that's decent. This one's got the knives and everything. The holes, this one's but it's for spoons. You can see these are all semicircles here. So you've got teaspoons, bigger ones and bigger and taller ones at the end. Because obviously as it slopes up, the handles of the spoons can be bigger, longer. So this is in decent nick. It's 198. What else? Yeah, this one's been wrecked. So someone's chopped a hole in the top to make it into a letterbox. You can see, look at that. They've just chopped straight through. Yeah, so, and they want £130 for it. So in a way that's been wrecked. Let me do the nicest one. I think it's this one here. So this one,
for 325. This one's a bit of a bargain one. So when you compare it to the others with the original interiors, you've got lovely little settings. You've got 6 spoons, and a big, probably a long basting spoon. You've got room for all these knives here. But then on the outside, you've got the shell. Let me show you the shell on the top. Can you see this inlaid? You've got white metal escutcheons. Yeah, so you've got that. Those will be silver, as I said. But and then it going to show you. So you can see the interiors. There was a picture of the lid somewhere there. Look, you see a lovely shell there, like a conch shell. And then there's a picture of the, and this one's got legs on. Can you see little short stumpy legs? So that's a really unusual feature. Most of them, this must be original because most of them are just sitting flat on the ground and it doesn't look right. This looks more right to me. But you almost never see legs. I don't remember seeing any with legs, so that is quite a thing. And it's £325, which is cheaper than the other one, which was being touted as a good one. This looks like a bargain because it's got so much original about it, and it's got lovely features. You know, these beading around the sides and the shell. It's got the star inside. It's got all this work around the. Oh, it keeps doing that, doesn't it? Around the partition, around the knives to show you where the segments are to put the different bits in. It's really nicely done. Anyway, so yes, this is my favourite knife box out of the knife boxes that I found on eBay. And the date they've got here is 1780 to 1800.
So I hope you like knife boxes, because that was a lot of knife box. But anyway, that's what they are. You will see them if you're going out and about around antique centres and stuff, and you may want to get one with the original interior and keep your, well, you probably keep your spoons and your forks in it, but the knives were a different shape, so that fit in there with the handles a different shape, so you'd have to try and find something that would fit. But anyway, I quite like them. I think they're very stylish for the period, but they're a bit useless in a way. You can get one which is just a box, or one that's got the little letter box thing, keeps them stationary in it. But yeah, they're not a practical thing, but they are nice. And historically, people have always wanted them. I kind of wanted one at one point, but they were always so expensive. But now, probably, you know, from the time when I made hardly any money, it seemed like a lot, but I don't think the prices have moved at all. So a really nice one was £300, but 30 years ago, it was still £300, but that was 30 years ago when £300 was £300. Anyway, with that said, I didn't use any book references, so yeah, I'm just going to wind this up. And so please remember to like and subscribe because it helps my channel. And yeah, I won't be doing lots of furniture ones, but I will be doing the odd furniture one from now on. If I see anything nice when I'm doing out and abouts, I'll do one, and maybe I'll use some of my own furniture at some point, like I just did, show you my sock drawer. And anyway, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps my channel. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.